camera always wiggles for a moment after I turn it on because this freehand thing is so flexible. So the quote was from a Facebook friend of mine, Susan Hassler, and the other day she made a comment, "Better a subtle hint today than a bitter comment tomorrow." And I liked it so much I wrote it down, and I'll cross-stitch it one of these days. I have a whole bunch of future cross-stitch projects right now. Or painting. I'll do something with it. Anyway, I really liked it. So, I thought that I would talk tonight on one of Carmen's questions, which was least favorite parts of vending or attending conventions. And I thought I would talk a bit within that on the income gap and classism that happens in fandom. It's a pet peeve of mine. Fandom presents itself as this wonderful place where everybody's equal. SCA does it. Science fiction conventions do it. Gaming people do it. Everybody's equal. No. Because not everybody has a house that they can host in. Not everybody has the money, the time, or the space to make a giant costume or a beautiful dress. Not everybody has the time, energy, or money to do a lot of things. Back when there were dinosaurs, real dinosaurs, old Crumungenian dinosaurs, Crumungenian era. Yeah, I need to have him draw that. You could go to a convention with the bare minimum of costume, and unless you were in the costume show, everybody liked that you had something. So many guys walking around with just a towel over their shoulder. That was their costume, just the towel. These days, I love cosplay. I have people on my Facebook feed that are cosplay masters. Carmen, who keeps making topic suggestions, is one of the best cosplayers I know. I mean, her costumes are amazing. I don't have the time. I do have the time. I don't have the money. I definitely don't have the space. I don't have the skill. I look at these costumes and... Okay, I'm too practical for my own good because I look at one of these really complex costumes. Somebody I know did a Warhammer costume and they were posting photos of it. And they did the step-by-step. And the entire time I'm flipping through their photos, flip, flip, flip. And my mind's going, that's like 36 hours straight. That's like $600. That's another $600. And if I'm going to put that much time and energy into something, it's going to be sellable. It really is. It's going to be something I can sell, something I can market, because I want my money back. I don't know, maybe cosplayers can sell their costumes, maybe they make money on their costumes, I don't know. Leisure time, having the time to devote. Same with art. Why am I not in the art gallery? Because I'd rather be in the vending hall. Maybe there's more money to be made in the art gallery, I don't know. Do you like my dragon? He's been sitting there. I swapped out the Superman, had an accident, for my dragon. Yeah. Well, actually, here. Oh. It's a dragon. That's the extent of my artistic abilities. Okay? I couldn't draw you the dragon. But I can paint you the dragon eye in the dark. That's leaning and it's gonna drive me nuts. Come on. Come on. That's better. A little bit. Anyway. I'm signed up to do panels at NorwestCon again. And somebody asked me if I was going to go to Crypticon. And somebody asked me why I wasn't at RadCon. That's this last weekend. And somebody asked about another convention. And I'm like, each one of those conventions is a $300 to $400 financial investment. The husband's got to take at least one day off of work, We've got to drive to the convention, that's gasoline. We've got to get a hotel room, and there's food. Plus, there's the cost of the convention itself. Some give you a free pass for paneling, some don't. If I vend at Crypticon, that's $150 for the table just to start with. It's $300 to go to a convention, minimum, for the two of us. And you list off 5 conventions as if they're a given, and I'm like thinking $1,500. What? And people just, oh, I'm going to this convention. Somebody on Facebook a couple of days ago just decided out of the blue that they were going to go to RadCon. And my first thought is, okay, so you've got enough money for all 4 of your family to pay for weekend tickets on a spur of the moment because you heard the convention might have problems because of the weather. I love you for supporting local conventions. But you had $1,000 laying around. Because paying for the convention, paying for the hotel room, paying for the gas, paying for going to the vending, they spent $1,000 to $1,200. And I'm really happy for them. I don't have it. RadCon put out an announcement that they had an extra table available in the vending room, and the hubby and I both, right a couple of days before the convention, the hubby and I both were like, well, that would be really, really great to, throw the beads and throw the yarn on the table and see if anybody bites. Can't do it because I can't day trip it, and can't do it. Don't have the money. Will we always be broke? No. Were we broke 5 years ago? No. Things change. I understand that. Bobby and I also talked today about how once we get moved, do I start looking for a day job? He texted tonight at 5:30 saying he was on his way home, and I decided I wanted to cook him dinner. So I got up and I made Instapot tomato soup and imitation toasted cheese sandwiches because, gluten. I got up at 5:45 and started cooking, and he got home at 6:20. And I was sweating and shaky. And he sat down out of my way, and I finished cooking. I mean, it's Instapot soup. It doesn't take that much energy. It's quesadillas, basically, in the frying pan. It doesn't take that much energy. It took everything I had to cook for 30 minutes. Low-key cook, not high-key cook. Everything I had. It's 8 o'clock now. It took me an hour and a half to recuperate from cooking dinner. So no, I'm probably not going to get a day job again anytime soon. The one house we were looking at had multi-use zoning where we could put a shop in front, and it had a space for a shop in front. And it's no longer on the market, which is sad because it would have been perfect. The second house that's high on our priority list is an old Christmas tree farm. It's a little bit in the middle of nowhere, but it's the kind of place, 13.5 acres, where we can host camping events. Not big, huge June fair events, but 35 to 45 people events. And have a shop that's a destination kind of place, a tourism destination kind of place. Dreaming, absolutely dreaming. Will it still be on the market when we're clear to buy a house? Right now we're waiting on tax returns and or some money that somebody owes us. And whichever one comes first, then we have the money for the earnest money and the appraisal for at least one attempt. We have to be very, very careful because we don't have enough money for a second attempt. So if we pick the wrong place and it doesn't appraise out properly, you don't get that money back. And then we have to wait for the next place. So it's a waiting game, and it's very, very frustrating. We did talk to the management here, and officially April 15th is our last day, which means either April 1st or May 1st. We would have to give our notice next week for April 1st. We're probably looking at May 1st. The problem being if we go to May 1st, we lose the moving allotment. And if we go to April 1st, that's going to be a rush. So we have 1 week for this money that's supposed to be coming to come. And if it doesn't come, then we have to really seriously rethink because we're going to be looking for an apartment or we're going to give up on the moving allotment. Okay, moving out of here, because of the whole situation and everything, they're supposed to pay us money. Once we give our notice and we have an address to move to, they're supposed to give us not only our our deposit back, because we had first, last plus deposit, but they're supposed to give us a chunk of change. It's like 3 months worth of rent for the stress and hassle they've caused. If we go past April 15th, they don't have to give it to us. So if we go past April 15th, we lose a huge amount of money. Well, maybe it's not huge for you. We lose enough money to take care of a lot of debt, to take care of a lot of issues, to get the storage lockers dumped into a garage in a house if we go past April 15th. So, yeah. Classism and income gap in fandom. Classism is subtler. Classism is people who... I got some acquaintances that drive me freaking nuts because they see every single movie that comes up. Every single movie. They go to 3 movies, 4 movies a week at $10 to $15 a ticket per person. They're spending more money on movies than we're spending on everything. Well, then we're spending on our car payment. And we have a newish car. It's only a year and a half old. They're spending hundreds of dollars a month, $300 to $400 a month going to the movies because that's their thing. That's nice, that's fine, that's wonderful. But then you're stuck in a conversation where they've seen every new movie and you haven't. And the one person invariably makes a point of every single, oh, you haven't seen that yet. Well, I suppose it'll come out on Netflix. You do Netflix, right? No, actually, I don't do Netflix. I did Netflix. I'll do Netflix again, but I'm not doing Netflix right now. Because if I did Netflix right now, I'd be sitting here watching movies instead of making beads and yarn. So yeah, it's the person who claims they're as broke as you are, but then they're talking about all the new gaming things they bought. One person, I made a comment at a convention a couple years ago about how, going to a convention broke is kind of really annoying. And she's like, oh, I know. I only bought this. And she literally went down this list of about $3,000 worth of stuff that she only bought. And there was so much she didn't get to get. I'm like, uh-huh. You're a dragon. You're hoarding. It's demoralizing to the lower income people who try to go to conventions. Not saying you can't be wealthy at a convention. I'm saying that fandom skews in the Pacific Northwest. Maybe it's not the same elsewhere. Fandom skews to people with disposable income. And that's the target market. And when I go to events, it's very clear I'm not the target market. Which is why I tried to do my original event, my Zompocalypse event, was for low income. It had a $10 gate with $2 off if you were public service. It had free classes. It had a free concert. Not this. And okay, SteamCon totally depressed me for many years because I wanted to go so bad. And it was, well, it's $180 if you buy early, and it's $30 extra for the tea, and it's $65 extra for the buffet, and it's $45 extra for this, and it's $65 extra for that, and it's $20 extra for this. There wasn't a goddamn fucking thing I wanted to do at that convention that didn't cost $25 to $50 extra. And I sat down and figured out if I did everything I wanted to do at the convention, it would cost $1,200. $1,200. That's before hotel. That's before everything else. And people are going. People are making their year event of it. It made it very, very clear to me that there was no place in steampunk for low income. There was no place in steampunk for low middle class, which is where we were at the time. It was a wealthy person's game. And it turned me off. Other things turned me off on steampunk as well. I still love the aesthetic. I'm more of a diesel punk. And I love the mid-century modern atomic look, but SteamCon was depressing. It made it clear I wasn't welcome. And the fact that they allowed some of their costuming rules were offensive. Anyway, I'm babbling. It's been 15 minutes. That's my thoughts on that. Next time I will do things I like. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.